Welcome to Reading the Room, where we explore the intersection of creativity and intuition. Hosted by Michael Frontier, a clairvoyant and architect of the soul, and his co-host, comedian Benda Engelstoft. Each week, we invite artists of all disciplines to pull back the curtain on the how and why of their craft. This is a sanctuary for creators, a place to bridge the gap between your work and your gut. So settle in, take a breath, and relax. Let's read the room.
Hey everyone, welcome to Reading the Room with Michael Frontier and my brilliant co-host, Benda Engelstoft.
Hello, everyone.
Hi everyone, and hello to you.
Hello to you, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing well. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. I don't like that.
You just took the words right out of my mouth. I don't like it either.
I like to see you on a regular basis.
I enjoy our company. And
Me too.
I do. I find it's grounding and it's purpose. I feel purpose when we have a purpose when we're recording and,
Yes.
sharing some good with the world,
I agree.
but it's just, I get excited. It's something to look forward to.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And I was really looking forward to chatting with you because I had a couple of synchronicities come up
Ooh.
while we were apart.
All right. Who's the psychic lady now? Look at that.
So one of them was a phrase that came up a couple of times. I wrote it down, and perception is reality.
Mm.
Perception is reality. And one it was actually on the same day. I was watching two different things, not at the same time, obviously. First was a this dating show on Netflix about people with different ages.
Like what? What kind of age difference?
Well, they're dating and they're not telling each other their ages until they both are like, I really like you. Let's commit to pursuing this.
Oh.
And the most extreme is a guy who is 60 and a woman who is 27.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
interesting.
And they're both like, what? I thought you were 40. I thought you were 30. And I'm like, I knew how old you each were by looking at you. You guys are delusional. But perception is reality. And then later we watched this movie from 2003 called Party Monster. And it's all about the New York club kid scene.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's very weird and cool and strange and fun. And it was Macaulay Culkin's first movie after Richie Rich. So 9 years later.
Wow.
And I was like, perception is reality. They said the same thing.
Oh, wow.
And I was wondering what you thought about that turn
Ooh,
of
what do I
phrase.
think about that? I have to think about that.
Yeah.
That Party Monster, that was based on somewhat true, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the club kids, and did somebody get killed?
Yes.
Right?
This guy killed his friend / drug dealer.
Yes.
Bragged about it. People thought he was just saying it as a stunt, and then his body washed up.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's quite a dark story.
Yeah, I remember that. I think there's a book. I think I read the book.
That's right.
Right?
Oh, yes, there is. There's a book and a documentary, and then they made the movie.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow. Perception is reality. My take on that is like what you perceive, you believe.
Yeah.
That's a great phrase. Perception is reality. Everybody's coming from.
Yeah. You have to kind of chew on it.
Yeah, I have to. I mean, it's great and it makes sense. My life, the lens I look through
is my reality.
Is based on my experiences.
You're right.
But there's something that I want to add. I've got a million thoughts going through my head now.
While you're thinking, the other half of that is that I'm thinking like, well, that's not always a good thing. It might be it might be true, but I don't think it's always good.
Well, thank you, because that's where I'm on the flip side of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever talked to somebody who uses the phrase "just my luck."
Yes.
Story of my life.
Yes.
And my answer to that is like, if it's a negative, if the perception is not good or uplifting, it's like, like turn the page. Like And I'm like, like turn the page or like get a new book, like write a
Yes.
new chapter.
Change your attitude.
So
Yeah.
I agree with that perception is reality, but there's a lot in there. I think, well, because also remember how, a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
And then, that snapshot didn't really reflect the whole reality of what was going on. It could really alter your perception.
You're so right.
So, I mean, that's great. I think it could really be dissected. And obviously we could do a whole hour on that.
Yes.
Because, and what is perception?
Yeah.
There's
my perception, there's yours,
yeah,
there's others,
exactly. Yeah, like the truth,
Yeah.
your truth, my truth, and the truth.
Yeah.
So, how did that affect you?
Well, it was sort of like, I was like, oh, this is so interesting how they're using this both in this 2003 movie and in this present day dating show. And I was like, I don't, in both cases, it's sort of people wanting to live in a fantasy.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like an excuse to continue living and seeing the world the way you want to.
Well, and
which can be for better or worse.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what I was thinking as well, is that, I can bend perception to morality.
Yeah.
I can bend it to what my mood is and how it serves me. So my perception of something is, how can I say it? Like, maybe there's a politician or somebody's, there's a bad person, but they haven't done anything bad to me.
Yeah.
So my perception is, well, they're good, or I like them, or whatever our relationship is, has benefited me. Yeah. So that's my perception, and that becomes my reality.
Absolutely.
But is it the truth?
Yes, exactly.
So
something for everyone to think about.
I know. Wow, man, you came in hot.
Well, and here's the other one I'll tell you real quick. So for the last year, my TV has been showing me the same ad for some sort of eczema medication. And neither of us have eczema, so I don't know how it came into our homes, but maybe we just were dry. And but the song in the ad is such an earworm, and it's drilling a hole into my head in a not good way, and it's also like way too sensual for an eczema ad. And it goes, real love, I'm searching for a real love, and then it's like, and I'm like, stop this. This is too sensual. And it's just like John and I walking around the house going, real love. Like we can't, it's like every day we're seeing this freaking ad, and we're also talking about it and singing it.
Yeah.
So like it's not going away.
No.
And then on Monday we went for dinner at this place called Super Peach, which was delicious. And we're sitting, it's our 13th dating anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
13 years together. Thank you. And we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, and I was like, ah! I said, this is a real song. It's not just like an ad.
That's a real song.
It's a real, and that's what he said. He goes, it's a huge R&B song. From and I was like, I think I knew that, but now to me, it's just an eczema commercial. And then the fact that it was playing during our anniversary dinner, I was like, the message is that I have found my real love. And he's sitting across from me. And honestly, now I love it. Now I say this song is actually our song.
That's your song, right? You've claimed it. Wait, I have to pull this up because I don't know what it means. That's wild. But, their marketing worked.
It absolutely did.
Right? And my first thought was, like, obviously, if somebody's got some type of a skin condition, my take on it was that they are lovable, that like there's no shame with it. Like, yeah, touch me. Like, it's eczema, it's not contagious.
Yeah.
But it's just because I always have to do this. So eczema, I always pull up the spiritual meaning of something. It's a manifestation of karmic debt, emotional suppression, or boundary issues. Ooh. So how does real love tie into the boundary issues?
Interesting. With real love, you don't need to have boundaries.
There.
And emotional,
Well,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. You can be vulnerable and expose
Yes.
yourself. So
Show that raw skin. That itchy, flaky, scratchy.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Anyway, so happy with what I can contribute to the show.
You're making me think this morning.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
I'm very happy to be with you.
I'm excited for our guest today.
I am too. I just want to go back to, I'd really love to
sorry.
spend maybe 5 minutes in your brain because I'm really
That's all you
fascinated
can because you got to leave. You don't want to stay much longer than that.
But I've enjoyed the moments that I've been there, so I'm kind of digging it. But I do agree. I'm excited about our guest today too. So
fantastic.
Why don't we go to a quick commercial, and we'll be back with our guest. Success isn't just about what you build. It's about the internal framework that supports it. I'm Michael Frontier, and whether we're reading the room on the podcast, sitting for a reading, or beginning our coaching work together, my mission is the same: to help you shed old patterns and move forward with a grounded spirit and a fluid heart. When you align your intuition with your intent, you finally reclaim the lightness of your being, step into your purpose, and leave with permission. Connect with me at michaelfrontier.com. Hey everyone, welcome back. I am so excited for you all to meet our guest today, Elise Burchard. She is an incredibly talented singer, songwriter, and musician who you can find performing from Chicago's House of Blues to New York's Sid Gold's Request Room. Elise has a truly fascinating heroine's journey to share with us today. Back in high school, Elise was a gifted artist, but in her early 20s, life threw a literal curveball. She was hit in the throat with a hockey puck. It was an accident that damaged her vocal cords and changed everything in an instant. She had to navigate the long, quiet process of learning how to use her voice all over again. The great news is that Elise is singing again, and she has even is in the process of writing a powerful one-woman show about this entire experience. I can't wait for us to dive into her story and explore what happens when you're forced to tune into a deeper frequency after you've lost your voice. Elise, we are so glad you're here. Welcome.
The intro was awesome.
It was gorgeous.
I do want people to know I was in the basement of the House of Blues, though, not headlining the House of Blues, but it's still a really big,
huge deal.
You were in the House of Blues. I don't care what room you were in.
From going silent to being able to perform anywhere, right?
Yes.
So it's
they don't even let me in the front door.
I'll take the basement of the House of Blues any day.
Performing in the basement is more than most.
There's only up to go from the basement,
right? Exactly.
So the basement is a good place to be.
Yes, it is. It is. So, Elise, and so just so people know, Elise and I have done some coaching work together, and I find your story fascinating. I think you're a beautiful person, and I think you're so incredibly talented, and I think your story has got such it will resonate with so many people. And so we were really excited to have you on today. And we want to share you with the world. So, throughout high school and in early years, you were singing, writing. I don't know if you played any instruments, but what did your original voice feel like?
It was really different. I mean, I was technically a soprano back in those times, and now I have a completely different voice, right? And this accident changed my pitch changing muscle. So you have to go from totally commanding your pitch and having a higher voice to not knowing exactly where your voice is going to go at all times, right? So your pitch changing muscle does a lot of work, and there was a long period of time where I had to be totally okay with imperfection, right? Because there's the word perfect pitch, and my pitch changing muscle was what was damaged, right?
Yeah.
Or the pitch changing mechanism, whatever you call it. But it was a really different experience. But in high school, I was singing and I did some performing, right? But I was I had the fear of sharing my voice anyway, right?
Right.
So like this accident is kind of what spurred me into doing something that I may have otherwise ignored or
Sure.
kept to myself. And I feel like I kind of got knocked back into alignment in a
Yeah,
way, you
yeah.
know?
And you kind of touched on something that I wanted to share with everybody. Obviously, you can compare now who you were before the accident and post. Um, your original voice, and please tell me how you would like me to refer to the pre-puck and
The
post-puck.
pre-puck era.
So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but
PP.
do you feel like
They're both
you
PP.
They're both PP.
do you feel like I know you were in high school, so I mean I know, younger you, early 20s. I get that. But do you feel like you were using your authentic voice before pre-puck?
I really kind of don't, you know.
Yeah,
The whole story that I'm investigating is like not like, of course, did I lose my voice, right? But how long have I been losing my voice up to
right.
this point, right?
See? Mm,
And was it an accident or just, you know, some a way of like needing to find my voice? Or, you know what I asked myself, was it an accident or the best play of the game, right?
ah,
You know, to be hit with the puck.
sure. Sure.
So
What
it
were
is
the
a question.
circumstances that that the accident happened?
I was playing in a charity hockey tournament with my family, and it was a co-ed tournament, and um a guy came up and took a slap shot, and I was playing really good defense, you know, really good defense, and it hit me
Oh,
straight in
ouch.
in the voice box, and I went
Yeah.
to
Oh my
scream and
God.
no sound came out,
Oh
and I
boy.
was certain I was a ghost, right? Because
Mm.
when
Oh,
you're silent, you just kind of think like, "Oh, you know, I'm probably dead." But
Oh man.
I was still very much here. I just wasn't able to produce sound, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well,
and did you lose? So sorry, Mike. I know you
no,
know this
no,
Yeah,
story.
no,
it's
So for
no,
okay.
me,
no, no,
I'm like,
no, please. I'd much
tell
rather hear
me.
from you. Yeah, no,
No, I'm
please.
so. How long was your voice gone?
Right. So there was really, really gravelly, like kind of like humming around until I was able to get surgery, right?
Mm.
So and then when I got the surgery, they went inside and the whole left side of my throat wasn't vibrating, right? And it's like there's internal bleeding and all these things. And the doctor kind of makes a joke like, you know, like you may speak again, but you'll never be singing at Carnegie Hall,
Oh,
which is there's really fun synchronicity around that later. No, I've not
Good.
yet sang at Carnegie Hall, but
yeah,
I
Not
have
yet.
good things
yeah,
good things for that. But yeah, it was devastating and I sobbed and then for a while I was kind of monotone for like even several years, like a couple years. I wasn't able to like properly emote like the kind of things you do because you have a voice, you can sound a different way, you can
mm,
encourage people, you can show that you have a boundary with somebody, you know, and it was very isolating in a way because I felt like I couldn't really share my true feelings with people, which is kind of weird
Wow.
because that's what I had been doing in high school anyway when I was, you know, people pleasing and kind of, um, you know, I always wanted to be the good girl. I always wanted to be
yeah,
nice. I wanted everyone to like me. I wanted to be thought of as she's so nice, you know, but
Yes.
uh I really truly feel like I lost my voice in that process when I
absolutely.
didn't have it was an accident, right? Um but was it? Because
Yeah.
this is the thing that made me have to look at myself and evaluate, like, now that I don't have a voice, how have I been misusing my voice for all these years?
Mm.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's so
Oof,
powerful because
oof is right.
yeah, as you said that, I could see how, like, just it's like a feather on a stone, how it chips away at your esteem. It's
Yes.
slow, it's steady, it's subtle, it's not overnight, but
No.
over so many years, giving that power away. So it's interesting how the universe comes in to
Yes.
reclaim, helped you reclaim your power. I just want to go back to
Totally.
something. So the doctor says, you'll probably speak, but you're not going to be at Carnegie Hall. What does that do to you? What does it do to your mind?
Well, I cried,
Yeah, of
but
course.
that's something like it's not necessarily something I would have ever told somebody out loud, especially someone who is playing music in private and never sharing her voice anyway, because, there was like one talent show where I got the solo, and then uh I heard everyone's voices other than my own and took all this advice from other people about how I should sound, and I ended up like kind of having a panic over it
Mm,
because I wasn't strong in how I wanted to sound. And then but you have this like little girl dream in you, or this little child dream, right? And like I wanted to perform. I always wanted to perform, and like here I am in a surgeon's office and they're telling me it's real, you're never gonna do that,
mm, mm.
and it's not something I was ever, like, actively pursuing. I was kind of actively shielding myself away from the thing I wanted the most to
Yeah,
protect myself, right?
sure, sure.
But then it becomes real. You're in the hospital gown, you're looking at your throat, it's pitch black from the scope inside, it's not vibrating, and
Ish.
he's looking at you like, "Well, you may speak again, but you'll never be
Mm,
singing at
mm,
Carnegie
mm,
Hall." And
mm.
then, you know, uh, now I'm not singing at Carnegie Hall, but I'm taking voice lessons adjacent to Carnegie Hall, and I pass by it every day. I go to
So
my
there you
voice
go. We're making
I
that
lessons.
love
happen.
that. I
And
love
the
that.
and the doorman in the building of my mentor, one day I came in and I printed out my whole manuscript to deliver it to her. And it was like the finished written version, finished. It's never finished, right?
Absolutely.
The art is never finished, but I was delivering it to her and the doorman turns to me and says, "Elise, you look magnificent, like you could be singing at Carnegie Hall." And
Oh,
he didn't know, like I have my guitar on my back, but he didn't know that was when I finished my manuscript,
oh, how
and so
sweet.
I just immediately started bawling.
I've got goosebumps. I've got
I
goosebumps.
Yeah.
just bawling, it was like
Oh.
so sweet.
Mm, mm.
You
Um,
And that
will.
just made me feel good because even if
yes.
I'm not,
Somebody believed in you.
I'm singing that's my mentor's house, and she wrote an off-Broadway show that, she was able to buy that place based on her own talent and her wit in
Wow.
writing
Sure,
this show.
sure.
And I'm in her place with her doorman, and they're telling me that, and that's, for me,
Yeah.
I'm going to say
I
something
made
that
it.
you did. Something that Michael says to me, and I want to say to you, which is,
Yeah.
Michael and I have already bought our tickets for Carnegie Hall. We already have them.
We're there.
We're already there.
We're
We are
there.
so there.
We're
So
sitting in the
yes,
audience. Yes.
For What the Puck.
that's the name of the show. What the Puck.
What the
So
Puck.
Like that.
I just want to share. Are you so when somebody tells me no, that inspires me to I don't like to be told no. So
Yeah.
I'm like if the doctor said that to me, I don't know if I would have believed him or if that would have been the impetus to prove him wrong.
Yeah,
So
it's like, okay, you just gave me my venue. Let's go.
yes, yeah, exactly. Right, he's kind of calling it in.
Now we just need a date.
Yeah, so we can make that happen too. But in that space of recovery, you kind of touched on this before. How did you did you feel like your intuition kicked in more? How did you hear yourself when you weren't able to express yourself?
Well, yeah, I had to go inward, right? Because
Oh,
nothing's
you were
coming out
forced.
anymore. I'm like,
Right.
oh, you have to really sit and have a timeout, Elise. You have to
Yeah.
sit with your thoughts and all the things you didn't want to come out authentically, right?
Mm,
Had to go somewhere.
yeah, yes. Did you find that with the loss of the voice and having to go within, the external validation kind of faded away or minimized, diminished?
Yeah, it was very humbling,
I would imagine.
And yeah, I had to learn how to self-validate, right? Because um when you lose something like that, that's that's sort of all you can do is be with yourself.
Yes.
And this dream of the person that I would be, one day I'll get around to singing, one day I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll just keep going through and, doing the corporate hustle, all these things. And it made me realize what truly is important to me.
Mm.
In this one precious life, you get this one precious
Yes.
voice,
Yes. Mm.
and yeah, the external validation, it made me have to look at my integrity, and
Mm.
my sense of truth, and like, how am I using my voice is the question. Like, now that I have my voice, how am I going to use it,
Good for
right?
you.
That's the big question that I ask in my show. After how long have I been losing it? It's now that I have it, how am I going to use it?
Mm.
And um for external validation is not a good reason to be using
Mm-mm.
it.
Mm-mm.
And that's all I was doing, was using it to be nice or to please people. But at the end of the day, I wasn't speaking the truth,
Right.
because
Wow.
sometimes the truth isn't like yes and you're nice and please and all these things. Sometimes the truth can be a no. It can be telling somebody no, and that's a really
Correct.
hard thing to do.
But it
It's
gets easier.
incredibly hard when you're used to wanting to make people happy by never telling them no.
People
Yes.
pleasing.
I relate to that so much.
Yeah.
Yes. It's hard to let people down, but if you don't, you're letting yourself down, kind of thing.
Yes,
Correct.
and you're probably still letting them down, because
Yes.
You're
because
so right.
you're being a thief of the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes the biggest gift you can give somebody is a boundary, but
Right.
it's hard to see it that way in the moment, because it feels uncomfortable to be the bad guy or not be the good girl,
Right.
and all these
Yeah.
things.
In Benda, you're a seasoned professional performer. How long do you think it took you to really start saying no and meaning it?
Any day now.
And we're moving on.
No,
it's a work in progress, right?
It is. I think it took me a long time. I think it took me becoming the saddest I'd ever been and going,
Wow.
what is going, why am I,
Yeah.
for who, for why?
Isn't it the
I have
truth?
to live this life,
Yes.
and I this is unsustainable.
Oh.
And, I have to, really choose for myself, and that really unlocks everything, man.
It really
like,
does.
yes, I'm curious, at least, what was like the recovery like? Like, how long did it take before you could, like, squeak out a little note, or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, spent a lot of time inside of a straw. That's what you recover with when you lose your voice. And as a performer, this is also a good thing to know, but um you blow bubbles into water, basically, and hum, different notes. Sometimes it can be a whole song. I was only able to, like, at first get like 5 notes, and that's not even a full octave,
Wow.
and then built my way up. But and the first song I remember that I was able to do was Make You Feel My Love, which is a beautiful song. And that was really fun to get to do it. A lower, like Adele and Bob Dylan do it. And Bob Dylan wrote it, but um I just remember, like, blowing the bubbles into water and, like, crying into the water cup. Like, I can't believe I'm doing like a song. But before I was able to sing it outside of the bubbles, I had to do it in the bubbles, and then slowly over time I was able to sing it out loud. But just building up resistance, like,
Wow.
kind of like weight training, but you do it with these bubbles. And luckily, my voice coach, who I have now, worked at the surgeon's office, and so
Cool.
I went into him to show him how I could play piano and sing. And I didn't say, like, can you help me? I was like, maybe you have a student or someone that can have the time for me, because he works with people who are on Broadway every day, who have lost their voices because overuse. And there's all kinds of reasons people can lose their voices, and they're all very interesting. And he has a lot of other students who have all lost their voices too, whether it's like emotional, like there's emotional reasons, or like physical overuse. It's very interesting. But sorry, to answer your question,
No,
like,
that's
it
great.
was incrementally, like, through the water, then out
Sure.
and truly, like, this is around my 10-year anniversary of when it happened. I was
Wow.
24 years old.
Wow.
And now I have like the show written and I've been out performing, but there was a good like 3 or 4 years where I really didn't have like full songs again and things like that. And then there was COVID, and that was a crazy weird time. And then, but I would say around the 8th year is when I finally stepped out to perform out in public, like outside of like karaoke, like this is like my gig. So it took a really long time. And I still wake up with having lost my voice sometimes, so it's an everyday practice.
Yes. This is just a total little sidebar. We're working on Elise putting up a tip jar when she's performing. So we'll talk about that later. But if you ever see Elise performing, feel free to throw some cash her way. So
throw a tip.
So, but back to the voice. I'm curious. Do you feel like, well, hey, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm telling you. So, because it's nice to be compensated.
Like, it's fine.
Yes, I know that, right?
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. Exactly.
To me, I mean, if you want.
Just a little QR code to your Venmo. I don't think,
it's not a bad thing, right?
No.
It's a good thing. But I'm wondering if, like, was there a specific moment during your recovery where it's, we could refer to it as your new voice, but it's your voice today. It's who you are.
My voice today.
Do you feel that it truly is you? It truly reflects who you are.
The way I use it does.
Yes.
There's still good. There's still sometimes I want to sound like a soprano, and you know what? I'm a mezzo soprano basically now because I can hit those notes, but
sure.
And a lot of music is written for women to sound higher, right? So like I have friends who tell me like use your handsome voice, and I'm like, oh, not the handsome voice, but like honestly, like I have the handsome voice.
What's the handsome voice?
I like handsome voice.
I might just be a woman with a handsome voice.
Hey,
and that's okay.
All right, we can market that. That's
absolutely.
A good thing.
Wow. But it does feel like me, but I'm just having to come around to that, like, that it's not always going to sound like what, other people's voices, celebrated voices sound like. I have to be like, this is mine, and I'm lucky to have it,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good for you. Hey, why don't we take a quick break, and we'll be back with our beautiful guest, Elise Burchard, in a minute.
Hey everybody, it's Benda Engelstoft. Are you familiar with that Sunday scary feeling? Me too. I'm someone who deals with anxiety, and the best thing I've found to treat it is to work with my hands. I love to make art, and so I've started the Sunday Scaries Art Club. It's an art club for adults. Find out more at Sunday Scaries Art Club on Instagram.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We are talking with our guest, Elise Burchard. And Elise, thank you so much for sharing what you've shared already. Why I find your story so fascinating, what I've read and learned throughout the years is we know that our young girls in and around 5th grade stop raising their hands in class. They would prefer to be thought of as cute, not smart. And that's in 5th grade. And now I don't know the ages today. It might be younger. Kids are exposed to a lot more, but that has always stayed with me. And I can share with you, like when I started doing readings, this was not like the way things come through. It's like in an image. I'd be sitting with, it was particular in more women than men, but men have it as well, but more women. And so in my mind's eye, it would look like they had like this yellow ball of phlegm in their throat. And so I could always tell it was not real, but it's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
And then
I believe it.
The way it looked, it was like poison, but it had nowhere to go, and it would drip down into their breast. And I'm not a doctor, but that correlation, I'm all about expressing yourself, getting this funk out of your body. And so the way that this accident happened and what it forced you to do, forced you to use your real voice, is why I wanted you to be on the show today. And especially in the world that we're living in. I've said this for many years. The healing of this world is going to come through the divine feminine. It may not be a woman, but it's that divine feminine energy. And I think we live in this patriarchal society, and women are taught to speak differently, have a great idea, but make him think it's his, that kind of thinking.
Yeah. I
And
don't
it's,
know, but
yeah. And it's like, what you literally physically went through to regain your voice and what you're doing with it now. So that was my intention for having you with us today. I think your story is going to help so many people. And what I love about this is that you are now writing, I believe the play is somewhat finished, but you wrote up the musical. The musical has been written. So the musical is called
What the Puck.
And it's right now a one-woman show. And fill us in on the rest.
Wow, I love everything that you just spoke about, though. That's part of the why I wrote this show, because it's, and it is little girls, but it's both,
Absolutely.
Like there's
absolutely.
We're little girls have their boxes of, be polite, stay small, never ask for too much.
Right.
But then men also have their boxes of get big, be a man, be strong, and like it's both of those things can push us away from our authenticity in our voices, and the way we use our voices. I saw something funny, like um oh Mary, but Cole was on TV speaking about how a lot of men don't enunciate, right? To even make it so that they're not being too vulnerable, because if you enunciate, you have to be clear about how you're feeling. And it's very interesting to think about how like people don't enunciate, and like that's something I worked with throughout What the Puck. Is now that it's written and I'm learning to act it out and deliver it, I am being coached on how to enunciate, because my mentor is like, it's almost like you don't want to be heard some of the time. And it's interesting how like for women and men, like you'll like there's the bro talk, like, oh, I don't know, it's fine, it's chill, like like you can't like hear what they're saying.
Sure.
And there's a reason for that, probably,
Ooh, I
and
didn't
so
know that.
I'm
That's
just really
powerful.
interested that you were speaking about like how this gets trapped in here, and how people can literally like use the way they speak in order to shield what they actually mean, and and who they are. It's very interesting though. But I'm sorry I deviated from your question.
No, you did not at all.
A little
but
bit.
Also there's like the expressions that I've heard so much of in like sort of like modern vernacular, where we're saying things like, say it with your chest, say
Yes.
10 toes down, like it's with conviction, because I think, as you said, some people are a little wishy-washy, they're a little afraid, maybe because they're of the repercussions or ramifications to what they're saying, who knows. But it is interesting that we've become much more marble-mouthed and a little more
marble-mouthed. Yes. It locks, the jaw locking. And say it with your chest, really important. You're talking about how it drips down into the chest, right? So like if you mean something, you'll say it from your chest, or even like breath support, your diaphragm, like it has to come from your gut. Like it's all connected to the voice. And it's crazy all the ways. They like when you're learning to get your voice back, the biggest thing is like it should feel easy. You shouldn't feel resistance, but you'll feel resistance if you're trying to hold something back. Your body will resist it too.
Yes. My toes are on the floor, my chest is up, and I'm very aware of, like, if I've mumbled, I apologize. Marble mouth, Michael is gone. I've never heard that before, but that's really powerful.
Yeah. Oh, but sorry, Elise, we both deviated to
Yeah, I
come back
deviated
to.
really far from the
That's
No,
okay.
not at
question.
all.
Sorry.
It's important.
I'm gonna bring us back to
And please
the
edit
show.
to the
No,
parts
no,
where
no,
I'm
no.
getting
We're
it
good.
wrong.
No,
We
Not
you're
at
don't
all.
great.
need
You're
that,
great.
but okay.
Tell us about the show. We want to hear about the musical.
Right. Okay. Redirect me. What was the question again? I'm so sorry,
Yeah,
Michael.
so
It was
you
a
wrote a
beautiful
play, you wrote a
question.
musical about your experience called What the Puck.
Yes.
So what can we expect from your show?
Right. Well, exactly what you said at the beginning. I kind of referenced this, studies show that around, you know, elementary age, little girls stop raising their hands in class.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something I go through, through the whole show, moments of where you'd rather fit in or play it small than really be seen in your fullness, right? And one of the questions I asked too is like, how, in what ways do we chip away at the statue of ourselves, right? Swallowing and shrinking until we're silent. So it's a lot of like chipping away. And in What the Puck, what people can expect is there's going to be a lot of songs about this. I wrote a bunch of songs about it. Um, I don't want to give away too much,
No, that's
but
okay.
there's a moment uh where I come and I'm in a theater and I get to use my voice in the theater in front of the whole audience to to kind of say no and put up a boundary for once. And this
Yes.
happened in my real life, and every piece of this story is from my real life, and I'm excited to share that, it's a true story, and it's really wacky. Not very many people get hit with a hockey puck and lose their voice, but a lot of people can relate to the other ways that we silence ourselves.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want people to walk away feeling like I have a voice, so how will I use it, right? Like,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and start to want to use it and to sing, even if they're not singing perfectly, they have a voice, so they get to sing. You have this life. You get to share your story, and you get to express your truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. The
Yeah.
solo director in me needs to know: is there a moment where you have the audience sing with you?
I do, I do, I do, I do.
Yes, I love
I gotta say,
that.
I gotta say, sing it with me, motherfuckers. So
Yes.
there's plenty of moments, and yeah, it's um there's a song that I wrote, and not the whole show is terrible puck puns, but I have a song, Get the Puck Out, and by the end, it's we gotta let it all out. We let it all out. Like, all of us have to let
Mm.
everything that we have inside out, because um when you keep it all inside, it kind of starts to become a violent internal feeling. And, like, in a way, being hit with the puck offered me some relief to have to address that and express that over time. But there's probably a lot of people who are holding their own internal pucks, or as Michael said, the yellow ball
Mm-hmm.
that he sees. But you know, whether it's a ball or a puck, we are keeping ourselves out of the game with
Right.
those.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
What is the throat chakra, Michael? What color is that?
Sky blue.
Sky
And we're going to do
blue.
a meditation with that one today.
Okay,
It's
let's
not
do
So
it.
supposed to
yes,
be
yes.
yellow,
No,
though.
it's
No,
not.
no.
No. And that yellow ball of phlegm was just words that have been repressed, that
Mm.
not
Yeah.
speaking truthfully.
Mhm.
So, kind of morphing into what you want me to be, or who you think othering, allowing others to dictate who I am. Um, I think if you're comfortable, I know your parents are so supportive of you. Your whole family is very supportive of you. I think you have a really beautiful story of who your one of your mentors that you're working with right now,
Yes.
and your mom. And if you don't mind sharing that with us
Yeah,
from
I
the
can
big,
I can share that.
yeah.
Um, so this is a really weird one, but I feel so blessed. My mentor, her name's Gretchen Cryer, and she wrote an off-Broadway show called I'm Getting My Act Together and Taking It on the Road. This was a show that was so profound to many women in general.
And this was in the 70s.
This was in the 70s, and it was a show about her own experience too. And it was a show about kind of in her own way finding her voice and going out on stage, you know, as a woman who was single and, you know, stepping away from relationships or people that weren't serving her to kind of find her own on stage. And there's managers trying to tell her, oh, don't do that, don't write your song like that, and she goes out right out and shares her song anyway. And at the time, my mom's parents were going through a divorce, and she had never seen anything put this way with humor and grace and all this. And she saw the show and was just so moved by it that she bought the album and listened to it every day, to the point where my dad was like, what is this album, when he was dating her back in the day. All this happened before I was born. And I had never personally heard about Gretchen Cryer. So it wasn't through my mom that I met her, but through my accident and meeting my voice teacher, Tylee, who had worked with Gretchen. He sent me to one of her master's classes, and I was so moved and taken by the process of this one person show and what she was offering, and just the amazing woman she is. She's so vibrant. She's still performing like way longer into her life than you would ever expect anyone to be performing. It's really beautiful.
Good for her.
But I walked away from that class and called my mom, and I was like, Mom, I'm gonna start writing a solo show with this person I met. And she's like, what's the teacher's name? And I said Gretchen Cryer, and my mom and like started immediately singing her music. And my mom was like a fangirl of this woman, like for so long.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know, but it's almost like there was like little spirit Elise in the ether, like hovering over, and it's like this is the people I want to come to be here to meet.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Elise,
that's beautiful.
It's
really
so
crazy.
Incredible. And you didn't know. You knew nothing about this.
I didn't know. I was totally surprised that my mom knew who she was, and like because of so many people do know who she is, and she's incredible, and she has, you know, children who've gone on to be amazing in the arts and are very well known. And but I was not expecting to like call my mom and have her be like, she wrote one of the most influential pieces of art that I've ever seen. And it impacted my mom on such a deep personal level.
What a beautiful
it's really
circle.
Crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
You can't make that stuff up.
Yes. And Gretchen had taught at my college the year before I got there, and we just like barely like missed paths, and it's a 2,000 person college. It's so weird, but we have all kinds of like almost meets, and then at the right time we met, and she's helped me write my show. I was able not to see her show, but I went to watch it in the archives at Lincoln Center and just cried the whole time I was watching it, you know, in black and white on the old TV. And I just feel so lucky. She's like an angel to me, you know.
Yes,
really,
absolutely.
Really nice.
Literally, figuratively, absolutely. Well, we are so excited for you.
I'm not doing her justice. I'm trying.
I'm so excited
I'm not
to
doing
look her
anyone
up.
justice.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, did your
She's
mom?
the most fabulous person.
And they've met. Your mom and Gretchen have met now.
Yeah, they've met now, and
how sweet.
Yeah, it's very, very,
that's
very
beautiful.
special.
Yeah, that's really very special. And
I
that
got to introduce my mom to like
Yes.
her icon.
Yes.
I love it.
So
I love it.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
So we're excited about the play, What the Puck. Will be when it's
musical.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
The musical,
okay.
What the Puck. We will be the first
music.
ones to report on that. But in the meantime, is there anything coming up that people in New York should know about, or anywhere in the country? Can we come see you? Are you performing anytime soon?
I'm performing in Gretchen's living room soon for a workshop.
All right. So that's not open to the public.
I will be doing other performances soon.
Okay. So
I've been performing with some friends at Sid Gold sometimes.
Cool.
Yeah, there will be other.
Do you post this on your Instagram?
I do.
All right. So what's your Instagram handle?
Elise Burch, ELISE BURCH.
There you go. So if people want to find out who you are and where you are, please follow.
Stay tuned.
Because she's the one to keep your eye on. So, well, hey, this has been lovely and very
Thanks.
helpful and insightful. And I think you've touched a lot of people today.
Thanks. I'm so glad to be here with the both of you. And Michael, you're one of those coaches who's an angel to me too.
Oh my
And
gosh, thank you.
thank you so much for helping me find my way back to the path, and
You are
helping me find my
welcome.
voice in so many ways. You've helped me learn how to say those no's too,
That's one
and
of
to
my
say
favorite things to teach
yeses.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thank you.
And
And I
thank
know
you
that
so
I'm here,
much.
but you
Yes.
did the work. I always put that back. You guys did the work. So I can help facilitate it, but you did the work. So thank you, but you did it.
Yes. And thank you so much. Do you have any performances going up?
Oh, Michael?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
I thought that was
not
for
me.
Benda.
No, it's for me.
No,
It's for me.
Benda. It is for
Yeah,
Benda.
I don't know if these will be out in time, but I've got my monthly show at the Elysian called Oral, where we have a variety show of comedians doing anything with their mouths that they want. We've
Yes.
had singers, and we'd love to have you, Elise, if you're ever in town.
Thank
Right?
you.
Would that
We
be
would
fun?
love to
If
have
you're
you.
ever in New York too, we got lots of good comedy group things that we do over here too.
Fabulous.
So I'd
Okay,
love to have
definitely we'll connect.
Beautiful.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elise.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. Wow. What'd you think?
It's so incredible. I mean, I think the message of, how are you using your voice?
Mm-hmm.
Be thoughtful about it, because it can be taken away. We take a lot of things for granted. And what a gift that she was able to get hers back through her perseverance and the work and the determination. And now she's like, I have something to say and to sing.
Yes.
So very inspiring, very cool.
What you said is perfect. I can't even add anything to it. However, we've got a beautiful meditation today, and I just want to share with everybody. So Elise was talking about her throat, and so your fifth chakra, it's your throat chakra. It's associated with the color sky blue, and obviously throat chakra, speaking our truth, using our voice. So in a metaphysical context, the larynx is the seat of the throat chakra, which communicates and expresses personal truth, acting as the meeting point between our inner spiritual world, which is universal, and our physical manifestation, which would be on the earth plane. So just imagine, universe, heavens coming down, meeting in your throat, and Mother Earth root chakra energy like coming up into your throat, and that's where the two meet. Heaven and earth meet in your larynx.
Wow.
So just hang on to that as a visual. And we've got a throat meditation chakra to do. So if you guys are comfortable, why don't we go into meditation? So we're going to get comfortable sitting in the stillness. I think you can do this one while you're driving. Just keep your eyes open. But I think you can do this while you're.
Don't make me laugh. Meditation, Michael.
Spirit loves to laugh, so that's a good thing. We just want to make sure we're covering our bases. I think you can do this while you're walking, and if you're seated at home, that's just perfectly fine too. So we're going to bring awareness to the center of our throat. We'll pause, take a big deep breath, breathing in through your nose, and giving yourself permission to release slowly. You can make it an audible exhale through your mouth. Imagine a soft sky blue light beginning to glow at the base of your neck. And this is the color of clarity. This is the center of your expression. This is your frequency. Think for a moment about a time you stayed quiet when you wanted to speak. Think of that fifth grader who lowered their hand. Think of the hockey puck moments that may have knocked the wind out of your confidence. As you breathe, imagine that sky blue light expanding, gently clearing away any never or no that has been placed on your voice by others. You aren't fighting those silences, you're simply breathing through them. Now visualize yourself standing in your own version of Carnegie Hall. It doesn't have to be a stage. It can be a boardroom, a kitchen table, a conversation with a loved one. Feel the vibration of your own yes rising from your chest to your throat. You don't need to shout to be heard. You just need to be resonant. And silently repeat these words. My voice is my own. My truth is allowed to take up space. I am raising my hand. Take one more deep breath, feeling that sky blue light vibrate with strength. When you exhale, let out a soft hum or a sigh, feeling the physical reality of your own sound. And when you're ready, come back to the room. Your voice has always been there. It was just waiting for you to tune back in.
That was beautiful. I'm going to go sing.
As you should. That would be wonderful. That's perfect. You are lovely. Thank you so much.
You are. Thank you, Michael.
What a treat.
And you guys, this is the 10th episode of our first season. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be doing a little bonus 11th episode just to reflect on the first season.
A little reflection is good.
And you know, more chitty chat, gab from Michael and I. But thank you so much for joining us for in our first season. We've had such a lovely time.
Such a beautiful time, and really it's been a joy to be with everybody. Everybody's been very kind and receptive to what we've presented, and we're really excited because there's a lot more to come.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening.
Have a great week, everybody. Thank you for sitting with us today. We hope you're leaving with a little more clarity and the permission you've been looking for to create on your own terms. Remember, the clearer your intention, the faster the universe responds. To join our community or to book a private session, visit michaelfrontier.com and follow us on Instagram at michael.frontier and Benda Ingrid. Keep trusting your signal, and we'll see you next time on Reading the Room.